I'm here with Megan and Claire from Faces of PHACS as part of the Vail Film Festival. And ladies, this is a project that you both took on in a huge way. You both wrote, directed, produced this film. I mean, it's a lot of work. And can you tell us just a little bit about it and why it's such a touching story?
Yeah, absolutely. So this is a film about 3 young adults who were born with HIV, and they're kind of just telling their stories, sharing their life trajectories, and kind of sharing what it's like to grow up with HIV, and sort of this other side of the story of the experience of living with HIV that we don't often hear about, especially in the U.S.
Okay, but you found out about this story in a very interesting way. And Megan, can you tell us how you know this story so intimately?
Yes, so both Claire and I work for the Pediatric HIV/AIDS Cohort Study, or PHACS. Our film is called Faces of PHACS. And PHACS is a national study that looks at young adults who were either born with HIV or they were born exposed to HIV and HIV medications in utero. And so what questions this study is looking to answer is how does HIV infection affect somebody as they age into adulthood, and how safe are the medications to take during pregnancy and beyond? And so both Claire and I work for the study, and we work with community members on 2 groups we call our community advisory boards, or CABs as we call them. And the CABs helped us to learn about their stories, about what it's like to be born with HIV. And so Claire and I have heard a lot about their stories, and their stories are what inspired this film.
Okay, so I would imagine that with a topic like this and with what you do on a daily basis, that turning this into a film probably had its own set of struggles, but probably ultimately made it what it is. So can you just explain a little bit about what that process was like?
Yeah, absolutely. So as Megan mentioned, we've spent a long time, several years in fact, cultivating these spaces where storytelling can happen within the context of our study. And these young people have amazing stories to share, and many of them had never had an opportunity to share them before, we created these spaces for them to share them with other young adults from across the country. And so while that was a challenge, the stigma around HIV is very real, and so I think one of the biggest challenges was finding a way to allow people to tell their stories in a way that felt safe for them. And so the fact that we had these spaces where people were telling these stories already, I think it sort of created a launching pad for these 3 young adults who chose to share theirs, to do so in the film.
And so I would imagine that this also has provided you guys a glimpse into maybe some other stories that would be wonderful to tell, but clearly this isn't something that's just easy to put together really quickly. And so, if people are inspired by what you guys are doing, they want to help out, how would they be able to maybe participate in the next film you are looking to make?
Well, first of all, the film Faces of PHACS can be found on YouTube, so just search Faces of PHACS, PHACS, but also go to our website, PHACS Study, PHACSstudy.org. There you can find out how you can help contribute to the study itself, but also to our creative health education projects in the future. Claire and I both have health backgrounds, and we can do a lot of the directing and producing, but we really are looking for some more filmmakers to get aboard to help us with camera and other technical aspects to help us create more films and tell more stories.
Well, listen, ladies, thank you so much for telling this story, bringing it to Vail, sharing it with us, and again, check out the website for more information so you can see it yourself.